Welcome back, Bravehearts, to another session of Act for Health. And I have an amazing guest with me today. I have Olia Loponshenski. She's going to correct that, though, with BIOPTRON. So we're going to talk everything light, energy, and immunity and immune system. Olia, how are you today?
Hello, ALEISHA. Hello, everyone. I'm fine, thank you. Greetings in the name of a BIOPTRON company.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. I'm actually super excited about this conversation because I own my own BIOPTRON and we use it every single day. And so before we even got started here, I was asking you all sorts of questions and how about this and how about that? But today we're going to focus mainly on immunity, colds and flus. And as many of you know, and I'm sure it's happening where you live, Olia, is they're telling us right now that colds and flus are all year long, right? There's a virus, every time you turn around, something bad's gonna happen. So I think the information that you're gonna be able to share with us today about the BIOPTRON and light therapy, because a lot of people think light therapy is just, a light sort of a thing. And I believe that what you're gonna be able to share with us today, people are gonna get a deeper understanding on how the BIOPTRON works and how light therapy is so therapeutic. And we'll touch on later, once we get going, how therapeutic it is as far as even skin disorders and depression and all sorts of things that we can touch on. But today, like I said, we're going to focus on immunity. We're going to focus on colds and flus. And Olia, welcome.
Thank you, ALEISHA, for invitation. We will speak about viruses because this is the topic that is really now actual for years already, and especially now in the winter time, right? So a viral infection always follows the same process. Viruses enter the body through cells, and then the virus provides its RNA, which gives the information to the cell to assemble different parts of the virus, and they create the new viruses. They actually replicate. And after leaving the cell, they are spreading to the other cells, and the virus is spreading throughout the body. Maybe we can see this. I don't know if you have my presentation, so we can see it on the slide, how the virus is replicating. Can we see?
Yeah, we're just going to pull up this slide right
here.
So
the next one.
To the next slide. We got one more there.
But there are no pictures here.
Yeah,
so
no, it's coming up on the next slide. I got it. No, we'll go one more slide. Thank you.
Yes, this is the contamination of a tissue by a virus. So you can see here that the virus is replicating and going out, spreading throughout the body. So how we can fight against viruses? That's the question. The answer is via the immune system, which plays a key role in our lives. The immune system is the body's host defense system. We can go to the next slide. It fights and destroys external pathogens. And the pathogens, they are viruses, bacteria, worms, and fungi. And the most important step is to eliminate the virus immediately. So the immune system must send specific cells to accomplish this mission, which is not impossible mission. And in the next slide, we can see this in a very nice way, very visual. The next slide, please. My colleague, Dr. Sara Garcia, explains this with a very strong visual image so you can understand easily this process. She said that the body has to send a lot of soldiers to fight these external pathogens, in this case against the virus. But how do these soldiers know where to go? Because of cytokines. And what are the cytokines? The cytokines are small molecules. You can see it here, this yellow one, which are responsible for signaling and calling soldiers to the infection site. And what is the role of BIOPTRON? How does BIOPTRON help the immune system to fight against viruses? This is proven, and we know that BIOPTRON is stimulating the secretion of these cytokines. So in this way, it is instructing these soldiers to arrive at the infection site and to fight against the viruses that are entering the body. So you understand this. In this way, BIOPTRON is helping the immune system. But in addition to this, BIOPTRON also improves microcirculation, and this is significant because those immune cells have to reach the infection site through the bloodstream, and for that BIOPTRON improves the arrival of blood at that site. You know, it's like a BIOPTRON is not only helping those soldiers to get to the infection site, but also is bringing the flow of water, so these soldiers are coming by boat. Wonderful, right? So BIOPTRON helps the immune system cells to get to the infection site to fight against these external pathogens. Moreover, it also speeds up the arrival of cells. And cytokines are also very helpful for eliminating the virus because they tell our immune system which cells are already infected with the virus and should be eliminated. If you remember from our previous slide, when the virus is inside the cell, it will have instructions on how to assemble and to replicate. The infected cells send out signals and say, I'm infected and I'm producing viruses. But the cytokines recognize it and say to other cells of the immune system, hey, come here, this cell is infected, we need to destroy it in order to stay infection-free. So it is very important to destroy these infected cells because they will prevent them from producing more viruses and allowing their infection to spread. And whenever we speak about destroying cells, we are speaking about killing viruses or bacteria. And there are specific cells that do that through a specific cellular mechanism called phagocytosis. So BIOPTRON has been shown to boost this cellular mechanism. It helps these cells to destroy the virus in the infected cells. And as a result, it boosts your immune system. And moreover, BIOPTRON helps not only in the destruction of infected cells, but also in the prevention of further infections.
So can I ask,
yes, please.
So what I've understood is that the BIOPTRON with the light therapy is that if you were to, first of all, where do you shine the light? So if you wanted to treat yourself with light therapy with the BIOPTRON, where for a virus, where would first of all, where would be the most important place to shine?
Yes. In this case, I have the secret for you, and I will show you on the end of this presentation because there are particular zones for that. And we are called them bioactive zones.
Okay.
So they are acupressure points, actually, that we treat in classical acupuncture with the needles. And here we do it with the light, with BIOPTRON hyperpolarized light. And we have the same effect, even better effect, because of the features.
Yeah. So we'll get to that. I know that was probably a premature question, but I just wanted to say, so what the BIOPTRON is going to do, what the light therapy is going to do is it's going to enhance, or it's going to call the cytokines. Is that what I'm understanding? So it'll stir up the cytokines, which alert our white blood cells, the good guys, right, to come and attack whichever virus it is and to eliminate that virus and kill it, so then it can be carted off and then it's not going to replicate. That's what I'm understanding.
Yes. That's true. Yes. And the immune system is also able to produce antibodies. So through cytokines, we interact with specific immune system cells to produce antibodies. So we know that BIOPTRON is improving the connection between the specific cells of the immune system that will be able to produce antibodies. Just to recall, number one, when the virus enters your body, BIOPTRON allows specific immune cells to reach the site of infection. It will bring the soldiers, we said, to fight against the virus. Number two, very important, on top of that, thanks to the production of specific cytokines, it helps to eliminate infected cells. This prevents them from producing more viruses. So we have to be fast. As soon as we feel bad, we will shine a BIOPTRON and we will stop this process of virus replication.
So one of the things that I'd like to sort of ask you, as well as interject there, is ultimately a virus it's internal. It's kind of like soap, right? It's already in you. It's because the reason why viruses happen is it's a solvent. It is trying to get rid of all of the bad guys, all of the toxins, all of the stuff that you have accumulated. So then these viruses, like I said, are like a solvent. So what I'm understanding is the virus isn't necessarily going to come into you. You have that virus, you have this in you already. And the BIOPTRON is going to come onto these virus cells and then work in the process that we just discussed. You know, the cytokines, bringing in the good guys to kill the white blood cells, to kill the viruses and to move it on, creating the antibodies that you're going to get from this virus. Is that's sort of what I'm understanding?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make that clear, that people don't get the wrong idea and think that a virus is coming in from the air and it's coming in from licking the doorknob. You know, that's not actually happening. That's actually the toxins in your body, and the way that you can stay away from these, you know, from getting these viruses and from being so sick, is to live that healthy day lifestyle, that perfect day lifestyle where you're eating clean, you know, you're eating your fruits and vegetables and you're drinking a ton of water and doing your emotional, your breathing, your breath, you know, your Braveheart breath. Because without all of these actions, if you're constantly detoxing, let's say, on an every single day basis, the chances of you getting a virus are going to be very slim. You add in the BIOPTRON and the light, you're going to be that much healthier, right? So it's really important that people understand that it is a buildup. That's how these viruses happen. It's not something that's hiding around the corner that's going to attack you. Okay, so super important that we realize that. Thanks for letting me interject that. Oh, yeah.
It's very nice what you said, ALEISHA, because we have to live in a holistic way. Mm-hmm. Holos means in Greek the whole. So all aspects of life have to be perfect. We have to sleep on time, to sleep well, to eat well, as you mentioned, to drink plenty of healthy water, healthy food, healthy thoughts, healthy relationships, and a healthy light.
Yeah, and healthy light. Perfect.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
Should we go on to the next screen?
Yes, BIOPTRON has also anti-inflammatory properties, which is very important. And this is why the Russian Ministry of Health has included BIOPTRON in its recommendations to fight against the current viral infection. So the use of BIOPTRON is recommended thanks to its anti-inflammatory effects and to improve because it's improving the lung discharge in patients with moderate and mild severity.
Did you just say that this is now being implemented on a medical basis, like people are accepting this as mainstream type healing?
Yes, and this is great because we know BIOPTRON is a medical device and it is certified against pain, for treating depression, for wound healing, dermatological disorders, seasonal affective disorder. And it's very nice, actually, what is happening that is included for treating COVID-19 as a prevention and also as a treatment, and recognized by such institution, which is Ministry of Health. Wow. So Why is this accepted? Because the treatment strengthens the immune system and makes body stronger for the development of an effective long-term protective immunity. We know at the beginning of any infection, BIOPTRON facilitates the arrival of a specific circulating cells that contribute to neutralize the virus in a non-specific way as T cells and natural killers. But this is at the beginning of infection. And at the later stage of the viral infection, it extends to the production of antibodies such as IgM, which are very important in the orchestration of the immunization process. And throughout any stage of viral infection, BIOPTRON provides potent anti-inflammatory effects, decreasing the discomfort during the pathology and facilitating the action of the immune cells against the pathogen. So we recently have also a study which is done in Australia, and it proves that BIOPTRON modifies DNA expression in specific immune cells with a capacity for immunomodulation in immune cells with an anti-inflammatory effect. So it can reduce the lung damage by reducing the possibility of long-term exposure to inflammation. And we use it 10 minutes a day. So we block the virus from entering into host cells to limit the infection, and it plays a very intense protective role at the later stage of infection and prevents the infection in the future. So I would like that we go to the next slide and to answer your question, ALEISHA. So how we use BIOPTRON as a light puncture device in prevention and treatment for acute respiratory diseases. So the main areas used for correction of acute respiratory diseases are, if we can see it on the slides.
Is this the one you're looking for right there? There we go. It's coming. We got it.
Okay, we got it.
There we go. Perfect.
So you can see here the control group and experimental group with the BIOPTRON therapy. You can see the days after infection on the left, on the right side, and what you can see here. You can see the big difference, right?
Days after infection. Okay, and that's
yes.
without.
You can see, BIOPTRON. You can follow this infectious titer, and you can see the reduction of infection. So what is going on here? It strengthens the immune system. Those are just the facts. Fight more efficiently against the virus. We have to say in the upper respiratory ways. So it's at the beginning, but also, of course, in the later stage that helps. But it's important, as I said, to do it immediately.
That you act on it immediately.
Because it's helping to destroy infected cells. And if we go back to that slide, we can see also the other effects. Yes, so it resists against viral infection, decreases infection of the lungs. If we go to the next slide, the next one, we can see how we can use BIOPTRON, in which zones we can apply it. This is what I mentioned, Russian Ministry of Health that officially recommends the use of BIOPTRON. Okay, here we go. So the zones. You can see A, B, B, C, D, E, E. So first it's explained, so people who are interested, they can also get this image. Maybe we can place it on a Facebook here, where on the platform that we are showing this presentation. So in the middle of the sternum, 4 minutes. So it's A. We go to the area B. On the area where the lung is inflamed. So it's 6 minutes on the left and on the right side. Then we have C on the solar plexus, 4 minutes. And then we have between the shoulder plates 6 minutes. And on the E, you can see paravertebral region 6 minutes. So this is the protocol that should be followed.
Is this similar? So this treatment is working mainly on viruses in the lungs. Is this something that COPD people could be using, like to assist with them?
They can just apply the big BIOPTRON. We call it Pro 1 because the one that I have here is the metal, but the bigger version is the 10 centimeter diameter. They can just place on a breastbone on the sternum, and the duration of the treatment is 10 minutes. Once or twice a day.
And you would just put it on the breastbone. So there's 3 different sizes. You have the smaller one. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the size of them. And then there's a middle size one, which I understand, which sort of seems like a lot of people that I know have this, the one that's right in the middle. And so you're saying you put that 10 centimeters onto your sternum for 10 minutes, and that would be sort of helping treat with the COPD. And then these other points, that's mainly a focus for a virus or for a cold or something like that. Is that correct?
For influenza,
for
right.
Influenza. There you go.
Yes. Okay, if we go to the next slide, we can see what are the effects. Just to recall, anti-inflammatory effects, strengthening the immune system, improving microcirculation, accelerating the blood flow, and it has regenerative effect. It's increasing the energy reserves of the body. It's soothing, harmonizing effect on the whole body. And on the energy level, it's energizing your cells. It's boosting, it's giving you energy, and because of adenosine triphosphate. And so it gives immediately the energy to mitochondria, which is the power cell, the powerhouse of the cell. So it works, BIOPTRON works locally, but as we saw it here, it works also systemically. It works on the whole body, and internally as well on the quantum level.
I love that, on the quantum level.
Yes.
How does just briefly, because we didn't really talk about this at the beginning. So for people actually, which we should have covered right at the beginning, for people who aren't really even familiar with how a BIOPTRON works. So I mean, what is it? Is it just this light? I mean, why can't we just use the light in the bedroom or the bathroom, you know, to work? So what makes the BIOPTRON so special that it causes so much, you know, movement within the body, so much like positive effect? Why is the BIOPTRON so different?
BIOPTRON has the best spectrum of light that you can imagine. It is from 480 until 3400 nanometers. This means that it does not have UV radiation, and it has the small portion of infrared light, which is very beneficial for your body. So it has the best spectrum, let's say, of the sunlight.
And is that because of the filter that's on it, or is that just, you know, as it comes? I know that there's the fullerene filter, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a moment, but is that just because of how the filter that's on it, or is it why? Explain, please explain.
Yes, first of all, it is a polarized light. Okay. The polarization comes from the Brewster optical unit, which is the multi-layer optical system inside. So when the light from the light bulbs collides with the Brewster optical unit, the light becomes vertically linearly polarized light. So it reflects, you understand, from Brewster optical unit, the light reflects, the diffuse chaotic light is becoming structured light, linearly polarized structured light. So such light interacts with nanophotonic fullerene optics with C60 molecule inside, and the C60 rotates and twists 18 billion times per second. It's like life.
Million?
So
18 million or 18?
18 billion.
18 billion times per second.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So it's like a light. So with a light interaction with the C60, the photons are changing their orientation. So they are becoming highly structured light. And the highly structured light, according to the Fibonacci law, the light that corresponds to our healthy biostructures, because 85% of our biostructures possesses the same type of symmetry as hyperpolarized light. So what happened through light matter interaction, if the biostructures are getting disturbed, which is normal due to the aging processes or illness, they're getting disturbed. So such light through the biomimicry, the biostructures are recognizing the same type of structure. So because it is a superior structure and dominant structure, it's imposing its energy and information to the biostructures, and it's regenerating them and bringing them in a natural, healthy state.
It's reminding them how they're supposed to be, because as those cells just get tired, they just get old, and they get bombarded with tons of toxins, and they get bombarded with tons of negative energy, and they get bombarded with, you name it, emotions, the whole bit. And so the BIOPTRON has this structured light, similar, different, to structured water. Like rainwater is structured. So this structured light comes in and reminds these cells, this is what life is. This is vitality.
Yes, you just mentioned the structured water, but BIOPTRON is actually creating the structured water as well. I want to show you the image in the brochure. This is from the Emoto Institute in Japan. You can see?
Yes.
Here, you can see the water molecule crystal is unstructured and unordered. And after 10 minutes of BIOPTRON exposure, the crystal is changing into a highly structured, beautiful, coherent crystal, which represents the highest state of coherence. Yeah. So it's creating actually the structured water also in the body. And Dr. Gerald Pollack, who is doing research about the structured water, he is saying that is because of the spectrum of light. Infrared spectrum creates structured water. But in this case, it's not only the spectrum, it is also the information that we receive into our body.
That's amazing, because I know some people are familiar with this study, the water study with, what was his name again?
Masaru Emoto Institute.
Yes. And so what he initially had done is he had water, and he had thinking about energy. So the energy of words, the energy of thoughts, the energy of just emotion. And so he was able to structure these water not pieces of water, but structure this water by, playing it awful music, by playing it beautiful music, and then looked at the structure of the water. And this is the similar idea, because everything is energy, right? Everything is energy.
And because of because of this beautiful information that we are receiving, energy and information, it is creating a beautiful crystal because of this source of information. Mm-hmm. And how it looks like, the light looks like this. This is how it looks like. Here.
Yeah, it's beautiful waves.
Highly structured light.
Yeah, it's beautiful waves. Perfect. I'm going completely off topic for a second. Would something like this, that just made me think, that picture just brought to my mind the pituitary gland, and I assume that this beautiful light that comes in is going to help with the pituitary and the pineal gland, which is, the pituitary is going to help with hormones, and it's going to help with all sorts of things. So I assume that this beautiful structured light would make a huge difference.
Yes, of course, it's influencing our pituitary gland and the secretion of hormones. And we also have the glasses, which I'm wearing now. And those glasses are the same as these optics here, the nanophotonic fullerene glasses and the nanophotonic fullerene filter.
I have my glasses on too, but they're not quite as fashionable as yours, you know?
So this is clip-on. This is clip-on my reading glasses, so I can see you better.
Yeah.
And then I place this clip-on because, why? Because we are getting poisoned from blue light. This is high energy blue light from our cell phones, from the computers. And for instance, I'm working behind the computer the whole day, 8 hours a day. And I noticed if I'm not wearing this protection, then I have itchy eyes, I feel tired.
Yeah.
But this is not only about protecting your eyes from the high energy blue light, which, I mean, such glasses you can buy also for €5 in the pharmacy shop. But this is special because it's transforming any light, diffuse light, LED light, transforming into a highly beneficial wavelengths, the light that we need for our eye and brain functioning. So when we have too much of wavelengths, let's say of sunlight, too much energy, these glasses are converting, transforming into the wavelengths that we need. If we have too little energy from LED light or from diffuse light, it will increase the beneficial wavelengths, which are in the zone of orange and green. So you understand, they are decreasing or increasing the desired wavelengths. This is special about these glasses. And they are influencing, we have the studies, the secretion of our hormones. They are increasing the secretion of serotonin and decreasing the stress hormone cortisol in the body. So then you feel better, you act better, you think better, and you perform better, you live better actually with the glasses. This is amazing, but this is quantum medicine of the 21st century.
It's amazing. Just that, just a pair of glasses, you know, like similar to what you have on and what I have on. Mine are a little more, you know, sporty, like I said, not as fashionable as you are, but maybe one day I'll be as fashionable. But being able to convert, like in the studio here, the lights are so bright and so blue, which is exactly why I have these. I had these on my head. So while we were in the studio, you know, just getting ready, I'm able to use them to convert that blue light, you know, so it comes in healthy. And the same thing, like you said about the sunshine, I wear these all day long, and I have friends that are saying, oh, you shouldn't be wearing sunglasses. And I'm, you know, you could go into the long explanation as to these are the C60 fluorine and, you know, how it converts it when you've had too much or when you've had enough, everything, you know, balances out. And it's all about balanced energy. It's all about being, you know, structured and balanced energy. And moving back to the BIOPTRON, this is the same lens that's on the BIOPTRON. So when you're using this BIOPTRON, you know, 10 centimeters from, we'll get into the points here in a second, where you're supposed to have this light, you are balancing, setting those beautiful wavelengths, and your body is absorbing what it needs so it can heal, not only heal, but prevent, right? Like first and foremost, let's prevent it. Let's not get to the point where we need to heal it. Let's actually start preventing it. So I'll let you continue on because the next slide here is how to reinforce the immune system.
The next slide, right?
Yeah, the next slide is.
But I hope that I have already. Yes, the next slide is already
that one. Yeah.
the end. And here are all the references, all the studies that BIOPTRON have done. And I hope that I have convinced you that BIOPTRON is very effective at strengthening your immune system. The immune system will be able to function optimally. You know, BIOPTRON treatments are important throughout the whole year and even more so during a winter period, because we know why, because the viruses are then very active.
Yeah. So I was going to mention what we were just discussing, the points and immune system, and then moving into autoimmune system. So how does the BIOPTRON, and are there points that we can discuss, really quickly for people who have autoimmune disease or autoimmune issues? Because that's basically the body having turned on itself. And these cells don't have the right information, they're overactive. So how does the BIOPTRON, or how could we use the BIOPTRON to like turn an autoimmune system around? Because autoimmune system, it's just gonna wreak havoc. I'll let you take that.
Yes, but this is very important topic, but it also depends in which stadium of disease and what kind of disease.
So there's not is there something that someone could, if they, because people convince themselves all sorts of things. People can convince themselves that they're going to get sick with, the sea, or they're going to get sick with who knows what. And is there something that we could share with them, sort of, if they were using a BIOPTRON, what would be the optimal? So, or they go in and they say, there's nothing wrong with me, why would I want to use the BIOPTRON? So what could we share with these people?
Yes, I'm just thinking of my neighbor. I live in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, and she was saying to me, she's like 55. I mean, it has something to do with your question, and I think it's very interesting for people to understand this. And she's like 55, and she was saying to me that she moved into the other house because she lived on the third floor, and she's thinking when she's getting old that she will have to live completely downstairs, so it will be easier for her if she's using this not a real wheelchair, but the pushing how you say, rollator. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? To help her to walk,
like a walker.
Like a walker,
yeah.
Yes. And she was saying that she moved because she's thinking when she's getting old that she will not be able to walk. And if I see her, sorry, but then I see that she is overweight, that she's really somebody who is not taking care about herself. And this is so important to understand. The prevention is the key, how we live. This is why I use BIOPTRON every day. When I get up, I use BIOPTRON. Why I use BIOPTRON? Because I was convinced myself. I went to the laboratory. Also, I did experiment again the third time. It's called the dark field microscopy. What do you see there under the microscope? You see the red blood cells before and after 10 minutes of BIOPTRON exposure. Before the exposure, the red blood cells are clotted. They are moving very slow. They are the formations which we call rouleaux. And after only 10 minutes, they are suddenly like becoming alive. They are getting active. They are moving freely. And I was amazed when I saw this, like, wow, what is going on a quantum level, at the quantum level? Mm-hmm. And if I use this BIOPTRON every day, it can prevent the cardiovascular disease. So the prevention is the key. If I find a pic, I will show you.
Prevention is the key, and it doesn't just stem from just the BIOPTRON. So I mean, to reiterate again, it's prevention comes every single moment of your day. Prevention comes from detoxing every single moment of your day, because you're living a detox lifestyle. You're living the lifestyle where you are not taking in all that garbage information, which is changing your emotions, your thoughts and your emotions, because the invisible become the physical. And if we can, at least eliminate, some of the onset of some of the initial, it'll give us a fighting chance. So Oile, what did you have to show us there?
Yes, look here. This is before the BIOPTRON exposure. Mm-hmm. This image. You can see that the red blood cells are clotted and inactive.
They look clotted.
forming clustered structures, and this indicates it can lead to cardiovascular diseases, it can lead to inflammation, and also oxygen deficiency at the tissue level, which is called hypoxia. And after only 10 minutes of exposure of BIOPTRON, so previously clustered formations are becoming separated.
So they can move freely. They've separated out, they can move freely, they can flow properly through the blood system to bring in nutrition and to take out, you know, anything that needs to be taken out.
Yes,
and oxygen.
And it has also, yes, oxygen, and it has also anticoagulating effect. So they appear to revive from a state of inactivity into healthy, live, active cells. The blood is energized.
So are there, sorry, go ahead.
Yes. No,
I was just going to say, so with these points, so somebody who's claiming to be healthy, but they just want to be more healthy, which, you know, everybody should just be a little more healthy. And they have a BIOPTRON, or they're interested to have a BIOPTRON. How do they, is there, I mean, we spoke briefly about the virus. So you put, you know, A, B, C, D, E, and on the back, and for COPD, it goes onto their sternum. Is there a general, we sort of discussed this a little bit before we got together on air here, sort of, is there an area that people would use this BIOPTRON to sort of really keep their immune system high?
It's possible to put on different places. I was doing experiments with a Veda Pulse quantum diagnostic device. You place electrodes on your wrists, and then you are measuring HRV, which stands for heart rate variability. So, and then we see 28 different pulses. This is according to Ayurvedic medicine and Chinese medicine. So I noticed that when you shine the BIOPTRON hyperpolarized light on the biologically active zones, like on the vertebrae C7, between the eyebrows, on your belly button, then it looks like you are energizing immediately. It is like an injection of a good, organized, nice, perfect, highly structured photons into your body, which are carrying the energy and information. So you're energizing the body very quickly.
Beautiful.
But yes, I noticed, for instance, C7 vertebrae. This is the biggest here vertebrae.
That's the one that sticks out on the back of your neck if you bend your head over.
Here between the eyebrows, and I did also on the belly button. And when I'm, because I go often for the congresses, medical congresses, giving lectures, and sometimes we are from 9 o'clock until 6 o'clock at the congress, and it's different than working just in the office because so many people approaching you, talking all the time, and then your energy level, of course, drops down. And then I go for a break, like 12 minutes, and I shine BIOPTRON on my sternum, and I noticed that it was immediately like, wow, bringing me back to life.
Wow. Isn't that interesting? A question that just came in, again, completely off topic, but I know because you are incredibly intelligent and you know so much about, you're an expert in the BIOPTRON, is somebody is asking about eye pressure in glaucoma. Is the BIOPTRON, would it be able to help with glaucoma?
Yes, definitely. We have very good studies, and the studies come from a doctor from Ukraine, from the Bogomolets Institute, and his name is Dr. Sergei Guler. He is doing experiments for 30 years with BIOPTRON. And what he was doing, he was treating glaucoma very successfully with a BIOPTRON green polarized light. So the filters you can change. You can just put different filters. We have in total 8 filters, 8 optics. We call it optics. So the green light is working amazing for treating glaucoma and also all kind of eye problems, because it has the special wavelength and the frequency which is desirable for this eye condition. And if we do just with a normal light, with a hyperpolarized light, I don't know this, because we have also the portion of infrared light. So, but I know that a special portion of light, green light, it's very beneficial for glaucoma.
Amazing. Very good. So I just want to, I'm going to backtrack because I just find this, we're going back just really quickly and then we'll finish this off here. But I want to backtrack to the immune system and immunity. Okay, so and more the quantum. Okay, so thinking about putting the BIOPTRON light, shining it so it's on your pituitary, so it's on your pineal. And like the pituitary is obviously in charge of hormones. So if your hormones are off, your sleep patterns are off, which means that you have all of your other systems are going to be challenged. So using the BIOPTRON on your pituitary is going to help your whole system. Can you just reiterate a little bit more about that? Because I don't think people really understand how important, I mean, people think balance, although body is connected, of course the body is connected. But if one thing is a little bit off balance, and if we can just help to support it, then it's going to help bring the whole body into balance. So can you just really quickly again, just sort of talk about how the endocrine system could benefit with the BIOPTRON?
I go back to glasses because if you wear these glasses, you influence the circadian rhythm, which is the rhythm of day and night functioning. So then also with these glasses, because they are reducing the high energy blue light in the afternoon hours, it will help you sleep better. You need the blue light only in the morning hours to be alert and to work. And then you go throughout the day, and in the afternoon, like 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, especially in the evening hours, you don't need the blue light. This is why if you use these glasses, it will transform the light into the beneficial light, and then it will influence your hormones and you will sleep good.
Interesting. So with the BIOPTRON has the fullerene light on it, would you gain the same, if you were to do the BIOPTRON at 7 o'clock at night, is that putting too much light into does that mess with your circadian rhythms? Or because it has that fullerene lens on it, are you going to gain the same effects as you would if you had, the glasses?
For sleep rhythm and pattern, it's doesn't matter. BIOPTRON is completely something different than the glasses in this way, because BIOPTRON has also specific energy. And I would say the treatments you do in the evening will not influence your circadian rhythm.
Yeah, so that's perfect. That answers my question, because that's exactly, as I was shining it in my face one night, I wondered, is this something I should be doing?
You will sleep good. You will sleep good. Believe me. Yes.
That's fantastic.
Also
so
in the evening.
One of the questions here, Regina asked, how close to put the light? So it has some of them have a marker on it. It's about 10 centimeters. Is that correct?
Yes, it's a 10 centimeter, 10 minutes, and this is enough because then you will receive the exact dose of light that your body and cells need. It has, this is also low energy light and also incoherent light. So in contrast to a laser light, this is incoherent light, and it's a safe light. The steady dose of light, 2.4 joule per square centimeter. So it provides nice and exact dose of light. Your tissue will not be destroyed, you understand?
So you can't overdo it.
You will have benefits.
Yeah, you can.
And you will have no side effects.
Yeah, so you won't have side effects. So 10 centimeters for 10 minutes, if you go over that, it's not necessarily going to be beneficial, right? It's not going to be bad, but your body is going to absorb what it needs and then carry on.
It's enough, it's enough, and it has very good results. So if you want to see also here, I can show you. You see, this is at the beginning in the burns.
Yeah.
And how the skin is healed. So it's It's healing the skin, it's against pain, it's against depression. I have very good results with treating seasonal affective disorder and depression.
And that's really important coming into this time of year, up in the northern
Yes.
hemispheres. It is getting darker, and all of the craziness that's happening in the world. Now is a really good time when you need to check yourself. You need to look after yourself in all, we've got, in America, we've got Thanksgiving coming up. We've just had the candy season. Now we're going to have the pie season, and then we're going to have the cakes and cookies and chocolate season. And then we go into Valentine's Day, which is more chocolate, which lowers everybody's immune system. Nobody's, all of the stresses of the world. I believe that if you can look after yourself, with light therapy, with just eating, nutritious, light energy food, staying away from all that garbage, that the BIOPTRON is just another tool which is just going to make you that much healthier and keep you on top of your game, so you don't have to succumb to, all the awful things that they tell you that you need to succumb to.
Mm-hmm.
One of the questions here is, how many times can I use it, and can I wear my glasses? So Regina has glasses by the sounds of it, and it sounds like she has a BIOPTRON. So would she gain benefit from using a BIOPTRON with the glasses?
Maybe.
Or is that redundant?
I didn't check this, but because I always like to relax completely when I'm using BIOPTRON, just put my glasses off and then I lay down and I enjoy the light. But I'm curious about her findings.
Yeah.
If she has some results, she can tell us in the future.
Yeah,
so
well, because
in
North America, more is better, apparently.
Yes, put everything. Nice.
Not necessarily. All right. Is there anything else that we sort of went off topic a little bit, but I think information that people are interested to know about, because it is immunity, and your whole, without a healthy immune system, you really don't have anything. Without your health, you have even less. So I'm glad that we touched on a few little things just to sort of, answer a few questions or to pique some questions that people have. So if anybody has any questions about the BIOPTRON, you can feel free to call the Doc of Detox, or you can go onto his library, A to Z, and I believe that there's it's free. So any questions that you have, any queries, or if you just are interested and you just want to learn more, there's a ton of information in the A to Z library. So please access it, because if you can keep your family healthy, if you can keep yourself healthy, be your own practitioner. Olya, is there anything that you'd like to say in closing maybe we didn't cover?
Maybe because I mentioned depression and I didn't say why. Now I'm thinking maybe people are interested, why is this beneficial, why it works? Because the normal light has 500 lux. Lux is the measurement unit for light, and the BIOPTRON has 10,000 lux. So it's like, woo, giving you energy immediately.
So if you were to go out in the sunshine, which is super important to get outside and have some sun and get some exercise and fresh air. So did you just say that the BIOPTRON has more light and more?
No,
okay,
not
good.
more light.
Okay.
No. But in the winter period,
yes.
we don't have a lot of sunshine, and especially now in Holland, it's already dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and many people are depressed on this part of the hemisphere.
Yeah.
So this is why they need the extra light.
Yeah.
And this light makes you happy. And what do you need more?
This BIOPTRON the light makes you happy.
Yes.
Awesome. And as well, put a smile on your face. I mean, it kind of keeps people guessing, right? They're like, why is that person smiling all the time? Right? You have to keep everybody guessing. So what else keeps depression away? A little smile on your face. You look, people wonder what you're up to.
Yes.
All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation with you. And if you're watching this on replay and you have questions, and it went by quick, rewind the video and take the information that you need. There was, the points when we covered on the where you shine the BIOPTRON. Rewind that, take a screenshot of it so you have that information handy. Ton of information on here about the immune system. Be your own practitioner, right? Be your own practitioner. You need to act for your health. You need massive personal action for your health. So don't be shy, all right? So lion heart breaths deep into your heart. Breathe deep. Feels good right there, okay? And your heart is free, so please be brave enough to follow it. Thank you, Olya, and we'll talk to you soon. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
We got this.
Thank you, ALEISHA.